Hey, it is Podcasting 101, and today, what is this podcast even about? On Always Listening. Welcome to Always Listening. I am your host, Joel Sharpton, CEO of Pro Podcasting Services, and I am always listening. Today, this is your 0 episode of Podcasting 101. We're going to do a whole month-long series on how to get your show up and running for the very first time. I can already hear you saying, Joel, I've got a podcast already. This series must not be for me. Do I have to do without your lovely voice for a whole month? No, my friend, you stay tuned too, because even if you've been doing a show for years, like me, this series is for you as well. Revitalization is imperative if you're going to keep a show running for years on end, or if you're just going to stay in the content creation game for more than just a season or two. So what is my podcast about? First and foremost, you know what you want to talk about. As in, I want to talk about cars because I'm a car aficionado. I want to do a podcast about wine because I'm a wine connoisseur. I want to do a podcast about the mortgage industry because I'm a mortgage officer. Do a podcast about podcasting because I'm a podcast editor and consultant. Whatever your niche is, you probably already know it. The question, though, is how are you going to approach that topic in the content that you're creating? Are you going to do interviews? Are you going to do solo discussions like this one? Are you going to treat your podcast as if it was a college course, using information that perhaps you've already created for a workbook, a course, a membership plan? But the primary thing that I mean, if you're a mortgage officer, is your podcast just about the mortgage business? Do you have a particular passion or hobby that isn't your niche, but is something that you focus on a lot, that you spend a lot of free time on, that you'd like to pursue more? That's your angle on your primary topic. Let's say you're a former college athlete, but now you're in the real estate business. Why not make a show that is all about how real estate is a team sport? Bring on former athletes as guests. Talk to all your guests about the team sports or team activities that they pursued in their youth that led them to the success that they're seeing now in their business. That's your angle on your primary topic. I love movies, and I keep trying to think of a better way that I can bring in lessons I learn and think about in my own life from the movies that I watch to my audience here. I haven't figured that angle out, but once I do, that's my angle on my primary topic. If your angle on your primary topic doesn't come immediately into focus for you, how do you go about finding it? Here's your homework. Write down 3 of your passions that aren't what your podcast is already supposed to be about. Think about ways that you can connect those passions to your primary project. I want a show about trivia, but I also want to spend more time with my friends. Why not host a pub trivia style show that needs multiple players? Suddenly you've got a party every episode, and the whole world is invited. Are you a real estate agent who loves to travel? Why not cover Airbnbs and make a show that focuses on all the pros and pitfalls of owning a short-term rental property as an investment? The point is, find something you like, bring that to your show as well. It'll make every episode more enjoyable for you, and in the long run, it's going to make it more interesting for your audience too. You also have the opportunity, by bringing somebody who might be interested in your passion, but not your primary topic, but over time, find themselves drawn to that as well. Why is it so important to start with your topic? Especially since I already admitted at the start of this episode that we all already know what we're going to be doing a podcast about. This concept of your angle on your primary topic, it should influence your branding, your title, your format. It probably won't change the microphone you use or the software you use to record your show, but you never know. What if suddenly, because of the angle and the topic that you're approaching, you know that you need 8, 10 people remotely to be part of your podcast. That's going to change the kind of software we're looking for. It'll probably change your hardware requirements too. So, if you're not sure about your primary topic and the angle at which you're approaching it for your podcast, go do your homework. Write down 3 passions that aren't your primary topic and see how you can connect them. There you go. You got work to do. So do I. I've got to go record episode 1. Stay tuned. Next week, we'll be talking all about titles and branding for your podcast. Until then, I'm Joel, and I am always listening.
Yeah, I know I ain't seen it all, but I've seen enough. Yeah, I know I ain't seen it all, but I've seen enough.
Always Listening is a proud member of the Two Guys and a Rogue Network. You can find all of our past episodes, including more than 100 podcast reviews, at alwayslisteningpod.com, in Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, or anywhere you listen to podcasts. For help on your podcast, visit propodcastingservices.com. Our theme song is Enough from Bethany Raymer.